Hello friends, welcome to the course Essentials of Data Science with R Software 1, in which we are going to talk about the topics of probability theory and statistical inference. So from this lecture, first I would like to introduce you with some basic topics of the R software. Why? You see, as soon as I say that I am going to use the R software in this course, then there is a big confusion among the minds of the students that what are the things that you will require from R to understand the topics in this course. Well, R is a huge software, that is a big software, that is a vast software, there are so many topics. So people get sometimes confused that out of that long list of the topics, what exactly do you want? So in this lecture and in the next couple of lectures, I will very quickly try to give you the important concepts and topics which are needed from R to understand the topics which are covered in this entire course. So these are very simple things, these are not new things, and I expect that you might be knowing most of them. But I personally feel that if I don't tell you those things, then you may have a sort of confusion in your mind. Well, after taking these lectures, you may feel that it may not be required. But if I ask you at this moment that what are the topics which are needed, then you don't have the answer. So we are going to find out the answer of this question, that after a couple of lectures you must not complain that okay, these are the topics that we knew and why I have covered in these courses, but they will help you in giving you a quick refreshing revision of the topics of R software. So, well, I will not be going into much detail, I will not be explaining you in much detail, but my objective is only to tell you the list of the topics, but I will be explaining you very briefly. Well, in case if you have any problem in learning the R software, means on this MOOC, on this NPTEL website, I have one more course on Introduction to R software, whose lectures are available. And if you wish, you can have a quick look or quick revision or a quick learning from those video lectures, and I'm sure that they will give you a sufficient background to initiate a learning of any statistical topic using the R software. Right. So in this lecture, my basic objective is that suppose that there is a student who doesn't know even how to download the software, and the student doesn't have any information what is called as an R software. So I'm just trying to give you here a very quick and brief introduction to the R software, and then in the forthcoming lectures I will be trying to take up some elementary operation which are needed. Well, in case if you are trying to learn the topics in statistics or data sciences, you will always be handling with the data. What is data? Data is only a numerical value. Now, using those numerical values, you are trying to do different types of mathematical operations on it, and then you are trying to learn how to take the correct statistical inferences out of that. Why I'm calling it mathematics? You see, means if you say arithmetic mean or median, they are the statistical tool, but what are they trying to do? They are trying to do some mathematical operations. When you are trying to find out the arithmetic mean, that is simply summation xi upon n, which that means you have to first sum all the observation and then you have to divide it by the total number of observations. That's all. So this is a mathematical operation. So whenever you are talking of the statistical tools, that is essentially a tool which is based on the concept of mathematics. And in order to compute that mathematical quantity, you you need to follow the rules of mathematics. You need to input the numerical values into that mathematical tool so that you get an outcome of the tool, and for that we need the help from a software. Now, there are various softwares some are paid, some are unpaid, some are free, and so on. But I personally believe that as a student, in case if there is a software which is freely available, whose cost is nil, and you can always update it according to the latest update available, what can be better than this? So from this point of view, I have chosen R. R is a software which is a completely free software, and beside those things, it has enormous capabilities. R has enormous capabilities, means at least if you are talking from the statistic point of view, I don't think if there is any other free software which is handling so many statistical topics. You want to do time series analysis, you want to do analysis of variance, you want to do financial analysis, you want to do design of experiment, you want to do testing of hypothesis, you want to do econometrics, you want to do Bayesian computation, you want to do simulation, you want to do, or you want to apply the Monte Carlo methods, R is there. And even for the mathematical operations, if you want to do numerical integration and other things, R is available. So that is the precise reason that I personally choose this R for this course. Well, in case if you want to choose any other software, I have no problem. But the only thing is this, you have to be sufficiently good enough in that software so that you can handle it. The role of the software comes only to help you out, that in case if you want to find the value of a mathematical function, you should know how to use it. Right. So with this point of view, means I start or I begin this lecture, which is just going to give you a basic information about the R software, how R was developed and what are the basic operations. So let us begin our lecture. Okay, so now in this lecture we are essentially going to talk about that how to install and how to work with the R software. Right. So we know that whenever you are trying to do any type of computation or simulation, the use of a software is desirable, and moreover it's an essential part of any analysis. And in case if you try to talk from the statistics and mathematics point of view, then there are some popular statistical softwares like as SPSS, SAS, Minitab, Stata, MATLAB, etc. Well, please don't think that I am trying to write down these names here, so I am trying to do a sort of advertisement. Well, I am just informing you. And just like them, there is another software which is called as R, which is capital R. The main difference between these software and R is that R is a free software. Here you don't have to pay any cost, you don't have to pay any amount of money to anyone. And this R software is being developed by R development core team. So that's a group of people which is called as R development core team, and in this team there are various people from all over the world, from different academic institution, industry, etc., and they are all trying to work together to develop this software. And this software is freely available at www.r-projectproject.org, right, and one can download the package directly from here. And this R software supports many free packages and which help the data scientists and an analysis. So what do you mean by free package? The meaning of free package is that, you see, in case if you have a software and suppose you want to do each and everything from a single software, you want to do the financial time series, you want to do the time series, you want to do design of experiments, means everything. Well, they are the part of, say, any statistical analysis. Somebody may like to do an econometric analysis also. So now the question is that for each of the topic you need a program. Now, in case if you try to create the program for all the topics in statistics, the size of the program will become very large. And it is also not necessary that every user will need all the topics. It may be possible that somebody who is working in the design of experiment, he or she may like to do the or conduct the analysis of variance, but then another person who is working in econometrics, that person may not be interested in the design of experiment. But then in case if all those components are embedded into a single software, then the size of the software will become big, and then it will have its own complications. So that is why this R software has been divided into two parts. The one part which contains the basic essential parts, like which is the part of the base package, for example arithmetic mean, that is such a tool which people expect that everybody will need it, or most of the people will need it. But there can be a tool on design of experiment which everybody may not need it, or there can be a time series process which everybody may not need it. So that is why they have created the package in which all the basic tools are there, and that is called as a base package. And second part is the separate packages. People have developed different types of programs for conducting different types of analysis. Somebody has developed the program for the time series analysis, somebody has developed a program for say spatial analysis, etc. So now these different tasks are embedded into different packages. Packages means, you can say in very simple words, different programs. So whenever you want any package or any program, you can simply go to the website of the R and you can download it from there. Now when we are talking about these packages, so there are some packages which have been developed by the R development core team, but there is a very good advantage of R, that even if you are trying to develop a new tool, new statistical tool, then you can also create your own program. You can submit it to the R development core team. I am sure that they will have try to check it, they will try to discuss it with the experts, they will try to scrutinize it, and if everything is fine, they will upload it on their website, so that if anybody wants to use your tool which you have developed, the person can simply download that package from the website and can use it directly. Means everybody will not be interested in doing the programming herself or himself. So that is called the package. So all these packages are freely available. Some of the packages are the part of the base package of R, and some of the packages are contributed. Some of the packages have been developed by the R development core team, and some of the packages are developed by individual academicians from all over the world. So this is what I meant. Okay, so now in case if you try to think about the R software, R is an environment for data manipulation, statistical computing, graphical display and data analysis, just like any other software, and it provides you an effective data handling and storage of output is possible. And it is just like any other software. In any software you can control the input, you can control the output, and similarly the same thing is possible to do in R software also. Simple as well as complicated calculations are possible, Monte Carlo simulations are possible, and various types of simulation, whatever you want to do, you can program it and they can be executed without any problem, right? In any software, whenever you are trying to see the outcome can be seen on the computer screen, as well as sometimes you want to have the file of the outcome in the soft format, or you also want to have a hard copy of the output. For example, you want to print a graph. So in R also, graphical display on a screen as well as hard copies are possible. You can save those graphics in different format like a JPEG, JPEG file, PNG file, PostScript file, PDF file, etc. And this programming language, R also has a programming language which is effective, which include all possibilities just like any other good programming language. And actually this R has this very strong advantage. that R has some built-in packages and R has a programming language also, and that was the reason that R became very popular. There are many statistical software which are working like click, 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 means you go to that button, try to click it and then try to input the data and then they will give you the outcome. But if you want to change the pattern or change something, you cannot do it. But in R, you can actually do it, right? Suppose if you suppose somewhere you want to find an outcome of the square of the arithmetic mean. Means I'm sure that no statistical software which is based on click, click, click type of job that cannot compute the mean square. But in R, there is a command to compute the arithmetic mean which can be obtained just like by MEAN. And if you try to write mean square, you can simply get the square of the mean. So, the arithmetic mean is going to be computed by the R software, and now through the programming you can compute the square of the mean. That is what I meant. And that was the advantage of this R software, that you have both the facilities in your hand. You can use a built-in packages, you can use a contributed packages, as well as you can do the programming. And also you can do the programming which is from the output of these packages. All these features, they have made this R to be one of the popular software. Right. So, that is why R has the biggest advantage, that you can program whatever you want, as well as you can use the packages and you can combine them also. Okay. So, this R has a statistical computing environment, and as I said that R is a free software, that is an open source software, and it is not like a black box. That means if you really want to know what is happening inside the programming of this R software, you can easily know it, and you will actually have the complete information of any program, of any package, or whatever you are going to use, right. And this R is available for the Windows platform, Unix platform, Linux platform, Macintosh platform. So, whatever you want to do, you can just download it freely from the website r-project.org and can just install it and can use it. And I explained you that is R has some built-in packages, some contributed packages, both are available, as well as the users can contribute their own packages. They can create their own packages and they can contribute it, and those packages can be used by the people all over the world, right. So, it is possible to contribute your own packages here, and yeah, just like in any software, you always try to write a program, you try to run the commands, you try to save the command, you want to store the commands in a program file that is called as a script file. So, these things are also possible in R software. And as I said, the graphics can also be directly saved in a PostScript, PDF, JPEG, etc. popular formats. Right. So, now after a brief introduction to this R software, or after illustrating the advantages of using the R software, the question comes, how are you going to install it? How are you going to get this software? So as I said, this R software is available for different types of platform, and this is available from the website www.r-project.org. And this website has something like what you call as say CRAN websites. So, CRAN means Comprehensive R Archive Network, right. What does this mean? CRAN means, actually what happened that this R became a popular software and different people all over the world, they were trying to access it. So, now obviously if you try to upload the R software and its packages only at one place, only on one server, and everybody from all over the world, they are going to download it from there, then the load on that server will become too heavy, and there is a possibility that the server may crash because it is crossing its capability. So, what people thought, that they decided to host the R software in different servers in their academic institution in different countries. So, you will see that when you want to install a package or install a software, it will ask you from which of the websites you want to download it. Those names of the websites, they may be located in Australia, they may be located in USA, they may be located in Germany and so on, and in different countries. So you can just click on that any of the link and you can download it. One doubt which I would like to clarify here, that sometimes people think that okay, they try to say that okay, you try to download this software from this website, from this university, from this institute, this is better. This is only a myth, because the software is the same which is uploaded at different places. Sometimes people say that you try to download it from the country which is close to your country, right? But do you think that with this internet, does it make any difference that you are downloading a file from say America, Germany, Australia, or any neighboring country of India? It doesn't make any difference practically. Means I don't know if it has some very deep technical interpretation, but in general, as a common sense, common user, it will not make practically any difference whether you are downloading the R software from Australia, from any African country, from any European countries, or from any of the American countries, right? So you can download it from any of the website, and the collection of these website, that is called as CRAN, Comprehensive R Archive Network. Right. So what you have to do, you simply have to go to the website www.r-project.org on any say this Mozilla, or say internet, or say Safari, or say any of the program that suppose the internet. Right, and then from there, for example, if you go to this r-project.org, you will get here a page like this. I have given you here a screenshot, and then you will see here there is something like here, download R. You just click over there, or it will also give you that if you have a choice for a particular CRAN error, so then you click over here, and after that it will bring you to that site, and then you can just download it, right. So now once you get the software from there, you just download it, save it on your computer, and then just try to double click on the package, and then try to read the instruction, and just keep on double clicking it or clicking it, and it will be installed on your computer. And once it is installed, you will see an icon like this one. This is the icon for R software, and if you try to double click on this software, it will give you this type of window over here. Right, it will give you here all sorts of information. This is the R version 4.0.0, and its name is Arbor-Day, and so on, different types of things. And you will see that here there will be a sign here like greater than or like this. Actually, this is the place where we type our commands, and this is called as command line. This vertical line means this is the cursor, and here you have to type your command, and this entire window where you are going to type your command, this is called as console. Right. So before going forward, before moving forward, let me try to show you on this on the internet that how are you going to do. So if you simply try to click here this r-project.org, you will get here this type of website. You can see here, and you can see here this is the, say here the button download R, or here you can say CRAN mirror, and if I try to press here at download R, it will give you here different types of this website. As I told you, this is from Algeria, this is from Argentina, Australia, Austria, and you can see here there is a long list over here. And even if you can see here that in India also, this R software is hosted at National Institute of Science Education and Research, that is NISER in Bhubaneswar in the Odisha state. Right. So, well, these CRAN mirrors will always be getting changed, and so means at this moment when I am trying to record this video, these are the available CRAN mirrors. So if you try to just click on anything, means for example, if you want to go to this this home page in Austria. Now, in case if you try to download the R software from CRAN mirror in Austria, then you can just click over here, and then you will see here that you come to here this CRAN mirror, and there you can see here download R for Linux, download R for Mac, download R for Windows, and if you try to click over here, you will get the software on your computer. And you can see here that other older means versions of R are also available. So anyway, so those things you can do here, and once you try to install this thing over here, then you will get here this R console. You can see here, this is here the R console over here, and before that you can see here on your computer there is an icon here. I can show you here like this one. So if you try to click it here, this will give you the same thing. If you want to increase the font size, etc., here you can do it here. I can make it here the font size to be 24. I can make it here bold. I can do different types of things, and you can see here this is the same thing which I have shown you here, that R version 4.0.0 from R by day, etc., etc. Right. So now let us come back to our slides and try to continue with the lecture. So now I believe that you can install the R software on your computer, and now you are, there should not be any problem now in downloading the package also. So as I said you, the package which you are trying to download here, this is the base package, and it has all the features and program for the basic operation, and it does not contain some of the libraries which are needed for some advanced statistical work, or your need what you really want to do, and those specific requirements are met by special packages, and they are actually, such packages are downloaded from the website of the R software, and the downloading is very, very simple. I will simply try to give you here an idea that that in case if you want to download a package, the package will contain some libraries. So these libraries are going to help you in executing a particular type of task. Right. So if you want to install a particular package, then the command that you know is install.packages, install.packages, and after this you have to just execute this command on the R console. On the command line, you simply have to type here install.packages, and if you want to install the package, say ggplot2, because it's a package for creating different types of graphics. So what you have to write inside the parenthesis, you have to just write inside the double quotes ggplot2. Right. After that, if you simply try to just say click, 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 and so on, it will install the package ggplot2. And similarly, if you want to install the package, say agricolae, or say DOE base, that means they are the packages which are used in the design of experiment and analysis of variance, then you simply have to use here the command install.packages, and then within parenthesis, within double quotes, you have to write down the name of the package, like as agricolae or DOE.base, and then it will install that package on your computer. Means if you want to suppose try to install the ggplot2, then you try to type here install.packages, and ggplot2 you have to write here in double quotes within the parenthesis, and first screenshot you will get here like this. It will give you the choice for the CRAN errors. Once you choose the CRAN mirror, that from where you want to download it, it will just start downloading it, installing it, and you will get here a window like this one. You will get these types of message. You don't have to bother about these messages because they are simply indicating that something is happening to install the package on your computer. And finally, you will see here this type of message that there is no error message and all the packages have been downloaded. Now after this, if you want to use that package, you have to use the command here library, and inside the parenthesis you have to write down the name of the package that you want to use. So one thing what you have to just recall, that if you want to use a library, you have to use the function library, all in small letters, and then you have to write down the name of the package inside the parenthesis. But remember here you are not going to use the double quotes, or say you simply have to write it here library and the package name inside the parenthesis. Similarly, if you want to use the package agricolae or DOE.base, you have to simply write down the name of the packages inside the parenthesis, and you have to write out, or you have to use the function library. And remember one thing, that this R is a case sensitive. So for example, if you can see here that in this package DOE base, the D is capital, O is small letters, and capital E is used, and with here dot, and after this base is written all in small lowercase alphabets. Right, so this is what you have to keep in mind. It means if you try to make it here only here small d, small o, small e dot base, it will not work. That is what you have to keep in mind. Right. Well, these are the, for example, this ggplot, agricole, etc. They are the packages which you are trying to download, because they are not the part of the base package of R, whereas there are some packages which are the part of the base package, and among those things, those packages, there is one package here, MAS, MASS, all in uppercase alphabets. This is a package which is available inside the base package of R, and actually this package is coming from a book whose name is Modern Applied Statistics Using S+. So, this MASS means the first letter of modern, first letter of applied, first letter of statistics, and first letter of S+. S+ was an earlier package which was very popular, and R was developed on the same lines of the S+ software. So, in that book, which was written by Professor Venables and Ripley, that was published from Springer, they had used different types of data sets. So, the same data sets are compiled and they are uploaded inside the R software, the base package of R software, and they are available in the package name MASS. So, if you want to use this package, you simply have to write down here library and inside parenthesis MAS in uppercase alphabets. But the main thing here is that you need not to install it, you need not to download it. When you install a package, or if you want to use a library, as I said that R is not a black box. You can have the complete information about that package or that library. And for example, if you want to know something about the package agricole that is used for the analysis of variance, you can use here a help function to get the detailed content of the library package. Right. For example, if you want to know about agricole, you simply have to write library, and inside the parenthesis you have to write help equal to agricole. And once you try to do it, you will get here this type of information, that what is the name of the package, what is the type, what is the title, what is the version, what is the date when it was incorporated, and who is the author, and so on. All those details are there, and after this there is a long list of the functions and data set which are available in this package. Beside those things, means if you go to the website of R project and if you try to look the package agricole, you will get a complete documentation of this package, right? And if you try to do it on the R software, you will get here this type of detail. So, I am just trying to show you here, I am not going into the details, but definitely just to make you convinced and confident, I am trying to give you here the screenshot. Now, once you have done the programming, and then you would like to assign some names to the different types of variable. So, now once you are done with the programming, then you would definitely like to remove those variables from your R console, so that you can free the space and they will not create any confusion if you are trying to do a new programming on the same computer. For example, if you are trying to give a variable name as height, and today you are trying to store the heights of students of say class 7th in your data set, and you are trying to do this analysis, and suppose after a week somebody else comes to work on the same computer, and the person also has the data on the heights of say class 10, and suppose that person gives here the variable name as height, then the earlier name will be vanished, or there will be some confusion. So, this is a better practice that when you are done with your programming, always try to remove those variables from the console. So, in order to remove those variables, we have a command here rm, right. Rm command removes the variable name. For example, if you have some variable say x, you simply have to write down here rmx, and in case if you have more than one variable, say x, y and z, then you simply have to write down here rm x, y, z. So, now you can see here that in the beginning I had told you that how you have to read it. You can see here this x, y and z, they are in blue color, and all other comma, and they are in black color. So that means you have to simply understand that these are the part of the R command, whereas if you try to see here this x, y, z as well as commas, they are also in the blue color. That means you have to type this x, y, z inside the R console, right. So now once you are trying to do something, and so suppose you have typed something, and if you want to clear the screen, then the command here is Control plus L. So that means you try to use this Control key here, and then while pressing the Control key, you try to click on the key L, and then this will clear the screen. So Control L will clear the screen, and if you want to quit from the R software, simply try to use here the command Q and write down the parenthesis. So if you try to write down here Q parenthesis, it will quit. For example, if you try to see here, if you try to come on the same program here R where you have come, and suppose you want to here quit, I simply have to write down here Q and this parenthesis, right. And then it will say, do you want to save the workspace image? That means whatever you have worked in this question, is it do you want to really save it, or you want to ignore it? Suppose I say no, I don't want to save it, I will say yes, no, and then it will quit from the R software. So now we stop in this lecture. I have given you a very basic lecture and some basic information about the R software, so that even if you have not done the R software earlier, this will give you some time and some idea that how to begin before we come to the main topics of the statistics. So I would say that why don't you open your R software on your computer and try to have a quick look, try to revise these commands and try to see what you can do, and in the next lecture I will try to give you some more basic commands which are related to R software that will help you in the further lectures. So you try to practice it, and I will see you in the next lecture. Till then, goodbye.